kind of related to that topic, can you tell me a bit more about how you how companies can more effectively integrate their online and offline channels, because they're often two different silos in many companies, and how do you suggest companies kind of marry the two?
I always get a kick out of the question about online versus offline,
Sure.
right? Well, the first thing I would say is that at least the traditional media seems to report that there's a lot of dollars moving away from the offline channel into online,
Mm-hmm.
and that's very true in many cases, right? But to me, it's not a question about online versus offline. It's about an integrated marketing approach. Some of the things that Blue Wave does, for instance. And I think that when you look at those channels, you have to really say, it's not about being offline versus online. It's about how do I connect everything together. And so to me, your offline channels, whether they be print or brochures or whatever it is that you have, they're just another mechanism to allow you to meet your goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you can't just look at offline on its own and online on its own and say, I'm going to allocate so many dollars to offline and so many dollars to online, or so many dollars to offline and so many dollars
Sure.
to online. It's about figuring out, okay, here's my entire marketing channel mix, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how do I be more effective in utilizing all of them? So I might actually say I'm going to run a campaign
Mm-hmm.
that's going to have 20% investment in offline, 30% investment in social media, 40% investment in search, and that's my campaign, right? You
Yes.
have to look at it as integrated. How do I integrate campaigns across these various marketing channels, as opposed to saying I'm going to invest 30%, I'm going to set aside 30% of my budget for offline and 70% for online,
Mm-hmm.
right? And to me, that is a way to kind of think about how you might allocate dollars or your budget towards your marketing programs.
Sure. And a lot of online and offline are really merging, right? Because
Absolutely. I mean,
there's
there's
many
tremendous.
examples where really offline is connecting right to online anyway, and they're really
Yeah.
all working together.
Yeah, and there's so much innovation happening in that space. I mean, just the other day I read about Google, which is working to have digital posters at a bus stop
Mm-hmm.
in the Netherlands, right? And so you come in there, they have this huge TV panel, interactive panel, and the poster rotates, and you can actually interact with the poster if you're at the bus stop. And think about it, typically posters are all offline, right? They're all offline, meaning you just hang them up there and you forget about it and you come and replace it. Here, they can actually measure how good the poster is run. So it's an online interactive experience in what has traditionally been an offline
Sure.
channel. And so you have to really start to think now about not about online, offline. You have to think about your marketing strategy and your marketing campaigns first. Then figure out how you're going to be effective in utilizing offline and online channels together.